What's up? This your guy African Nat from the African Nat Show. I got a special guest, KO. He played the role of Young World on the series.
What up? What's that? Hey man, that nigga King can't come around here, man. What happened? Man, you tripping, man. That's what's happening, man.
Come
you
on,
lacking.
Man.
Listen, man, that nigga dead in the hood, man.
Okay.
Moving this nigga bag and shit.
Right,
the fuck up with that shit.
Hey, listen, I understand the aggression. We got something, man, that's gonna get us all back.
A word?
Yeah, we're gonna be right, man, after this.
That's his shit, though?
Yeah, man, we gonna use him for the money.
Oh,
I heard that you know how this shit work, man.
Like government cheese, though. Yeah, we
Yeah,
need
man.
that.
So take this. So let's shake back. Get this money.
Oh, this motherfucker heavy, too.
All right, take care of that.
Yeah.
I'm about to shoot this little money today. His brother? Yeah.
Right now?
Yeah.
Nothing's wrong with you.
All right.
Come on. Say less. No.
What's going on, man?
What's up with you, man? How you doing today?
I'm good, man. I'm feeling good. How you feeling, man?
All is well right now, man. Despite the circumstances of what we're going through, but you know we'll get through it.
Yeah, we gonna get to that. We gonna get to that. Let me ask you, man. Young World on the leg. Tell me about how you got into character for that, though, to play that role as Young World.
It was like, like how it originally came about anyway, like just really just trying something new for real, you know. Friend of mine, Ricky Walker, you know, he had put up a post, social
Shout
media.
out to Ben 100 on his
For sure, man.
His Instagram is Ben 100. Go follow the lick on Instagram too.
But
yeah.
And he had was just like basically need extra hands, and you know I'm like, you know, why not? Because like a lot of people don't know, I'm naturally introverted. You know, I'm just social enough. You know, I can mingle. And then I tried it out, and you know I liked it. It was a new experience. That was pretty fun though.
When you played that role, did you have to get into character? Or was that character familiar with you, or you know, say you know somebody?
I mean, I can say it's familiar. It's familiar with me. You know, just where I grew up at and just seeing stuff that I saw and then like being through certain situations. Like, so it wasn't hard at all to get in character. It was just like the whole setting, like of being recorded. That was the difference.
What you think about Gunna, played by Jay Walker? You know, Instagram,
man. Shout out to him, man. Cool dude, man. We was just hooping like last weekend at Madison Park though, but cool dude. Man.
What you think about his character though? How he playing that role?
Let me see, like, you know, I really can't say too much, but like, you know, he doing what he do.
Okay. So who out of all the characters though on the lick, which character best fits you? Fit you, who you is or who you was, or you know what I mean, or do none of them do? If you had to pick like one of them that fit you, like who you was as far as personality or what you did, or you know what I'm saying, or none.
It's like a mixture for real. Like, you know, you could take bits and pieces from everywhere and just like make one, like, cause that's how I done been a lot of places, seen a lot of stuff, and then went through a lot of stuff. So everything just play a part collectively. Okay. So like I can relate to everybody for real.
Okay, so tell us, since it's your first time on the show, on the African Nat Show, tell us a little bit about yourself, about you, like where you grow up at and all that.
I mean, I grew up a little bit of everywhere. You know, like it's funny though, cause like recently I just had a conversation with somebody like, and they was asking like, where you from? And I'm like, dang, like how you label yourself to like just locations, like when you fill out a job application, you write U.S. citizen, you know what I'm saying? So like, it's basically, I'm free to go around the whole world. Like I don't really just like associate myself with one area, man. Like, but I done been around a little bit everywhere.
I just say Cleveland, man, because you know,
right.
Instead of just saying one area, because Cleveland pretty small, man. They say it's big, but it's small.
Right, that's 6 degrees of separation, man. You know somebody that knows somebody.
Facts. And you know the saying, Cleveland smaller, women make it smaller.
Man.
Let's get into some of this. So since it been the COVID-19 been going on, what have you been doing in quarantine to stay sharp on your skills or to just stay like, you know, some people was doing like home workouts. What have you been doing since the
I've been
lockdown?
doing a little bit of everything, just really like getting more in tune with myself, you know, spending more time with family and you know, practicing social distancing and staying clean for sure. You know, that was always a thing of mine anyway. So,
Right.
but like really just like learning more about myself, man, and getting to spend more quality time with loved ones and just like getting everybody's opinion on it for real, you know.
So let me ask you this. You said one thing you said was staying in tune with yourself. What did you find out about yourself being in, you know, that we was, you know, on lockdown, you know, for the period of time because of the COVID-19? I'll give you an example. For me, I learned like that I was in a little slump. I was being a little lazy, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't going as hard as I know I can. But, you know, I had ran into a person. We was, you know, had a little vacation in a little cabin where I ran into a person, and that person kind of spoke to me. It was like God was using her to speak to me, and it woke me up, you know what I'm saying? So that's one
Okay.
thing I found out about myself. I let myself get a little lazy, but to give you an example of me, what did you find out about yourself in COVID-19?
But like earlier I stated like, you know, I'm an introvert naturally though. So like I really been just like breaking out of that, like learning that, you know, I can be versatile and be more social, like and you know, just open up to new things. Like, you know, I tell people like I didn't always eat broccoli, you know what I'm saying? Like I had to learn to like it. So, you know, I had to try it, is what I'm saying. So like just trying new stuff, like just all around.
Yeah, when you get older, stuff you ain't like before, for some reason you start liking it as you get
Yeah,
older.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So, what you think about this whole COVID-19 though? Do you think that we're gonna get a handle on it? Do you think we just gonna be living with it like the flu? What you think about the whole COVID-19?
Man, I would hope that they do get a handle on it because like it's really getting out of hand. But it's like it's just so many like twists and turns with it. It's like, you know, how it just popped up out the blue, right? And then like who is it designed for? Is it really real? Because they say, you know, they locking stuff down and social distancing, but like you got to think about people who locked up, you know, and they contracted this virus, and now how they supposed
Yeah,
to social distance when you so close proximity and stuff like that. But you know, it's just like, man, I don't know really, man. Like I just like I said, I wear my mask everywhere, but I'm always thinking like when they come with this vaccine, like, you know, they gonna really be press heavy on like people getting it, and who are they gonna start with? Like where are they gonna start? Like is it designed for just a particular group? Like it's just crazy, man. Like I can go all day in every direction with that, man. So it's like you just gotta stay safe, man, and just stick to your routine, man.
you said one thing that it bothered me, man, when you said about the people in jail getting COVID-19, and I know you saw the videos because I saw them how they wasn't giving them the proper medical attention. They was just leaving them in the cell with a person that had it was bad, man. The way I get that the guys in jail is being punished for something, some in there for crimes they never committed. They got framed. I get that, but at the same time, they still human, man. You can't treat them guys
Exactly.
like animals. Like animals get treated better than them, you know, in certain scenarios. And I understand what they did, but I'm a firm believer of everybody deserves a second chance, man. Everybody, especially
Sure. It's
when it
like
comes to
why create it, you know what I'm saying, the rehabilitation process if you know you still get frowned upon or judged for something that you did before. It's like, you know, when you're a teenager, you make mistakes, you do stuff, but when you grow older, you don't make the same mistakes. You don't do the same things you did when you were 14. So it's like you still got a label or tag on you, like, oh, a felon or, you know, whatever the case may be. So it's like they treat you and look down on you, you know, it's crazy, man.
I saw this story. Speaking of that, I saw this story of this. It was a football player. I can't think of what his name was, but it was one of his ex students because when after he retired, he started working with the youth with football and trying to guide the youth. And one of the players was on the team ended up killing his family, like killed killed his family members. And I know the guy didn't mean to kill his family members because they was paid by a club owner because there was some drama happening at the club. The club owner wanted him to kill somebody because they was pressing charges against the club owner. So, but he went to the wrong house. He ended up killing that man's family. The guy was 17. He was the one that pulled the trigger. I can't think of his name, but he the one pulled the trigger. But anyway, he was 17 years old. This is in California. They gave him they gave him the death. Gave him death, man. And he been on death row for 30 years now. Wow. This happened in the 80s. He been on death row 30 years now, man. And they still fighting to get him off death row because he was only 17 years old. How could you give a 17-year-old that made a mistake like that? Yeah, true enough, he took some lies, man, but he's 17. At the age of 17, there's no way you thinking the same from 17 to 20. I mean, 17 to 30 to 40. You know what I mean? You can't charge nobody or give them something that aggressive, but for a 17-year-old, death.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's
they
crazy,
got a whole
man.
life ahead of them to change. You know what I'm saying? Like people misled from the beginning. So if you show them a little correction, a little guidance, who's to say what they might become? You know,
right?
Could have been a senator or athlete, anything like, and then you take their life so young. It's crazy.
And the crazy thing about it is they changed that law that they can't give somebody 17 the death sentence. They can't even give him life in jail at 17. So he been fighting to get an appeal
for 30 years.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy, man. It just made me think about that. Like it was a sad story. And then the actual football player, he was upset because he felt like he was a civilian, like a good Samaritan. Like he was really trying to teach the youth. And he was more upset because he felt like, and he said in his book that he don't understand how he couldn't reach this guy right here. What did he do wrong when he met him that he still went on that path to destruction? You know what I'm saying? He was more upset with himself that he couldn't reach him than the fact that he was upset that his family was killed by him, but he was more upset that he couldn't reach him. Like he felt like he failed his family because he couldn't reach this particular guy. It get deep, man. That's a deep story, man. Like,
right.
And I get with a football player. I cannot think of his name, man. His last name Alexander.
Look into that.
Yeah, but it's deep. But not to get off subject. So you said with COVID-19, you was just doing some with the lockdown. What about this police brutality, man? What do you think about that? That's another thing in the news that's going on with all this police killing and how they, come. Because I done had a good experience with police and I had bad experience with them. More bad than good, of course.
Right.
I had good and bad. What you think, man?
I mean, me myself personally, like I done had more bad than good experience with the law, and like, and when you say police brutality, it's like it's only on blacks, no other group. Like, so what's up with that though? In itself, like, but the police brutality is already bad because they supposed to protect and serve, like, so they inducing fear into black people, like, so we stay away from contacting them and just, being social with the police because we already know they out to get us. It's like they got a specific instructions that, the briefing or a roll call or whatever, like to do this and that to blacks or be more aggressive. Like, and this is like, it's ridiculous, man. Like, so that alone, like, it has to be dealt with like some form of fashion. It's like, what makes white people superior to, just like when we all put our pants one leg on at a time, and we all had the same organs. I got a heart, they got a heart, it's like they getting all riled up about us looting out, but what about when they burned down Black Wall Street? You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that. Like, who made them top over us? Like,
but you know who made them superior? Just on some G on the BR 100. We made them superior, and I say that because we look for them. Look at the rappers. We had our own awards, the social awards, even though it was kind of a little rough. Around the edges, we need to do a couple little things, security stuff like that. BET awards, and then you had the Oscars. You have all that stuff. You never see our people at our awards. They never there. Somebody got to accept it on their behalf. But as soon as it come to the Oscars and all that, they there with their suit on, nice dress, all that. But they never show it to our awards. You know what I mean?
And that's and take it back to the Black Wall Street. You know, back then, like it was kind of like basically forced to kind of like mess with each other. Like blacks bought from blacks and sold to blacks only, and it was prosperous and lucrative, and like they were winning. That's why they couldn't stand it and burnt it down. You know what I'm saying? So like, why get upset now when we basically fighting fire with fire? But it's like, where's the equality? You know what I'm saying? Like that's what basically everybody trying to get across. We people too.
And when you said us buying from us, like this something that I fight with myself about as far as Martin Luther King, how he said this too in one of his speeches. He led his people into a burning house. And what he meant by that, if we was fighting for civil rights, to have equal rights, equality, and we had our own everything though. I know he wanted everything to be integrated, but we had our own everything. Now, this day, we still fighting to get our own everything again that we already had. And what I battle with myself is, did Martin Luther King know that did he know what he was doing, or did they trick him? Did he not you know what I'm saying? Did he do it unconsciously? You know what I mean? I fight with myself with that, because if he knew, he did us wrong. You know what I'm saying? He did us wrong. But if he didn't know, they tricked him. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Because we had our own everything. We had our own police. We had our own everything, man. And we wanted equality, but they took all our stuff from us, and they still got theirs. So I don't know if he knew, or they tricked him and he didn't know. I just fight with myself about that. Like I'm not sure. I hear what people say.
I'm kind of indifferent about that too, because like I know it's wicked people out here. You know what I'm saying? Like especially like dealing in the street. So who's to say? And I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I don't want nobody to take it wrong. Like I'm saying that Martin Luther King was that kind of person, but like it's people in positions of power who lead the ignorant into situations to where they just basically hinder themselves. And like he could have been knowingly doing it, or he could have not knowingly doing it. Either way.
I think I lean more so that he was manipulated. Like that's why he said he led his people into a burning house, because he knew like.
I mean, he could have been blind at first and then came to the realization. Later. Exactly. Like sometimes, sometimes it's too late. Yeah.
Right. I still respect what he did. I would love, this is another question. Dead or alive, who would you want to have a conversation with, have lunch with? Dead or alive? Anybody. Rappers, leaders, whoever. Who would you want to, dead or alive? You can have a conversation with somebody. And why?
I would probably say Malcolm X.
Malcolm X.
Yeah. And just because, like, going through the whole transition of, I'm not even gonna say he was a Christian at one point or whatever, and then converted to Islam, but maybe that was the case. But just like to get that perspective, like what made you convert, and then like we kind of like the same. Him being in prison and like just teaching himself things, like just little stuff like as the dictionary, and just get some insight on the whole religion transition, like just to get, because I'm indifferent about that, like in itself, like just what to believe, everything being man-made, like, so it's like just him though.
For me, it'd definitely be two people. I can't say one. I would definitely I want to have lunch with Martin Luther King, man, because I just want to pick his brain. Like, it's just so many questions I would love to ask him. And Muhammad Ali, like that's one of my idols. That's like, and I don't have a lot of idols, but that's one of my idols, man. Like, I got a lot of questions I would love to ask him as well. Like, when everything was against him, he still was fighting for us. You know what I mean? He still stood for literally and physically. You know what I'm saying? When it was so much that, and Martin Luther King too, so much stacked against him, but they still was fighting. They still was in the fight for the right reasons. You could see that in all the films, and now they kissing Muhammad Ali butt, but they was dragging him in them days. You know what I mean? So he definitely, him and Martin Luther King definitely be the ones that I would want to talk to.
Yeah,
What do you
interesting conversations, I bet.
What do you think as far as
But
like,
go
say we
ahead.
was on a police killing and the first thing people say is, what about black on black crime in our community? You know what I'm saying? What do you think we can do to change that? Or let me say this first, man, because a lot of people don't understand where black people, like where they put us at and where we was at. We was forced to fight over scraps. And then not only that, I'm not blaming nobody, but a lot of fathers wasn't in a household. So the son is forced to be the father at a young age, at 10, 12, 13 years old. So he got to go make some money because he got to be the man of the house. And what's the first thing he gonna do to make money? You see his homeboys out there hustling and doing whatever they doing. They getting a lot of money. That's our first people we look up to, the people around us. And those the ones who get money was the hustlers. You know what I'm saying? And first thing we do, looking up to them, they're like, hey, I can show you how to do it. We can get this money. Like, man, I do need to help my family. Boom. That's how it happened. You know what I'm saying? There's no fault to nobody or nothing like that, but that's how it happened to me. But what do you think that we can do to reverse that? You know what I mean? To stop
Just
so much black on black violence.
and this strictly, I'm talking to blacks, nobody else though, but like just be better as a whole, man. Like it's a lot of like just with the fourth just passing and all that, like a lot of people, I seen some with the all black, some red, white, and blue, but regardless, like, you kind of clout chasing with that when you don't even celebrate Black History Month or, know certain things about your history, but that just come from us being oppressed and ignorant in some form of fashion. But like I said, just do better, man. Like be better. Like don't just say it. You have to really do it. Like, me personally, like I came a long way, like made transitions and like seeing situations where a 21-year-old me would have reacted different than a 33-year-old me. So it's like you just gotta take responsibility, take that initiative and just do better. Like it start with yourself. You can't change 1,000 people, man, like with a couple words, you gotta practice what you preach. Like so when you start doing it and people will see it, then it'll everybody else will follow suit. But man, like me personally, I'm doing better as individually, you know what I'm saying? And I hope that my actions, reach other people and set an example for, the rest of us, man. But like we all we got at the end of the day, man, like they feared the Black Panthers because we were unified. Like, they when they see us move like that, they like, we can't beat them. But they get us to beat each other, you know what I'm saying? Excuse me, but it's like, you killing your own teammates. That's just like LeBron and AD on a fast break together. AD got a clean layup and LeBron block him. That don't look right?
Right.
Right. So, us killing each other, that definitely don't look right. Because at the end of the day, when the war come, you fighting your own teammates, man.
I don't know. Like, I really don't know how we can stop the black on black violence. Only thing that I can think of that probably stop it, because most of the violence, uh, a lot of it lead back to money or the lack of money. You know what I mean? I should say the lack of money. A lot of it lead back to that. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. I don't know exactly. I think it like, I don't know, man. That's a question. Like I just don't know. I don't know how we can defeat that as the black on black crime, because I don't know. I just know our situation. A lot of our situations, we wasn't in the best of situations. There's no fault to nobody, but we was fighting over scraps, man. Just to be real, like, So I don't know, like what we can do. I know we can start with small steps, like maybe start cleaning up our neighborhoods instead of just trashing them. We can start there. You know what I mean? To something, I don't know, man. Maybe if we make it look good, people feel better and they think twice before they put a gun out. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. That's the question we need to be asking. What can we do to stop that? The solutions, instead of saying the problem. We know what all the problems is. We need to come up with the solutions. But I want to switch gears a little bit, man. Since NBA coming back, we talked about some serious topics. I want to touch on sports, man, real quick. The NBA coming back. I think it's what, the something.
Like 29th or something.
Something like that. Something like that. 20 something this month. I think 21st, 22nd. But anywho, do you think I see with this championship ball? It got to be the Cavs championship ball though. It can't be just no any old championship ball. It got to have the Cavs on there. 2016 champions.
I got the hat, so you know that's cool.
They can't take that from us, baby. 2016 champions. We coming for another one too. But who you think? Do you think it's designed? Like we had this conversation off camera. Do you think it's designed for the Lakers to win the championship, or
kind of sort? I think it's set up like. I think it is like a sympathy kind of thing for Kobe RP, but like I think it's kind of set up. Not to mention, you know, they was balling before the season stopped, but you know, not to take nothing away from them, but I just think like some type of politics involved to where they set up to win it.
Because of Kobe, huh?
Because of Kobe.
But then you gotta look at it. That could be true. Man, it's been a tough year, man. When you said Kobe, like that hurted me, man. Kobe death, it was like surreal. That was tough. We started the year off with that pretty much. You know what I mean? But you don't think who you think on the East can come out on the East that get to the finals on the East? What East team think gonna make it to the finals?
Probably I got, you know, of course, Milwaukee because they got Giannis, but they solid all around anyway. But them or Boston.
That's what everybody was saying. Boston. I said Philly, but they like, man.
They gotta get it together, man.
They got too much talent not to be just doing better, man. You know what I mean? They got way too much talent. So you think it's gonna be Boston and the Lakers in the final? You don't think the Clippers could take the Lakers out?
I do think they can. It's just all on too, because you know, with the quarantine, it's all on who been staying in shape. Like you don't know who got access to the gym or who got in-home gym.
I know who lost 20 pounds.
Who?
Zion Williamson. Lost 20 pounds. What up?
That good for him or bad though?
That's good for him, man. He was overweight. You know he was overweight.
Yeah,
he was already flying and he was carrying that weight. Imagine with that 20 pounds going, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, he gonna be flying all over the place.
Man, he can be like Sean Kemp from Seattle, or he's Sean Kemp that played for the Cavs. That Sean Kemp or Slim Sean Kemp that was dunking on everything, like whoever was in the lane, you know what I'm saying? So he lost him 20 pounds, but he got to control that weight. You remember Melo came in, he was a little overweight, and he got his weight down, and he was more athletic. You know what I mean? And Zion already athletic. The Pelicans, one of my favorite teams right now, man.
They slept on. They
very slept on. Lonzo playing good basketball. He
switched his form up.
Man. Zion killing everything. He killing. He just.
I mean, they all play together though. You know, when it's all on who been staying in shape. So
Zion, he the new bully, man. He the new bully of the NBA. He yanking the ball.
He like a gentle giant though, man. Like he ain't really got into himself yet. Maybe because he's still a rookie, but
I wouldn't say gentle, because he aggressive.
I mean, yeah, for sure he aggressive. Like he ain't got no choice but to be, because he, you know, just with the stature, you know what I'm saying. But he ain't a trash talking dude, none of that. Like he just humble.
If you was playing a 5-on-5 game, you could pick any players in the world plus you. So you only could pick 4 players. Who would you pick?
Okay. Me.
5-on-5 game.
The one.
Of course, you on the team.
I'm saying I'm just telling you position wise. So me at the one.
You gotta compliment the way you play. I know how you play, so you gotta, you know, or if you to win, you gotta compliment that.
Then, you know, we got Mike, of course. You know, that's no question. Then at the 3, I'm gonna switch it up. I'm gonna probably take T-Mac. You know what I'm saying? Then at the 4.
What if you get the T-Mac, you know?
No, I'm telling you it's T-Mac actually then. So I'm gonna take it Orlando T-Mac.
Orlando, okay. About to say you get that New York T-Mac, you in trouble.
Nah, I ain't talking about it's so See, it's tough at that four position because
at the two.
you never know who you may play against.
You gonna pick T-Mac over Bron at the 3.
I want to play against him. Just for the inconvenience when he left us that first time, he left us stranded high and dry.
He did that first time, but he came back and gave us the championship though. So I'm good.
We'll help.
Yeah, we'll help.
So let me ask you this though: you think he should have got that MVP in the finals for Cleveland?
No, Kyrie, all day, man. All day. If Kyrie and Kevin Love didn't get hurt, we would have 2 championships. We would
maybe
have 2.
3. Because J.R. Smith messed up the momentum of that series, man. Like, we could have shocked the world with that one.
And they had Kevin Durant.
Yeah, for sure. We could have got him.
We would have had 2.
It's about mental toughness, man. Like, the mind control the body, I believe. Like, and I believe we could have got it, man. It's just they was mentally shattered and beat already. They're like, forget it, man.
I know you were we would have had 2 for sure. 3 stretching it, man. 3 stretching it, man. But I know
I'm saying, what about the earlier Cleveland years when, so you can add them too. We did make it to the finals in 07.
We had got swept by Detroit. We ain't had that number. We had that Robin piece. We was missing Robin. Even though with a lot of people stepped up, we just didn't have that Robin. We didn't have enough scoring power. Yeah, back to your 5. So all right, you the point off top because you on the team. So your 2 was MJ, your 3 was T-Mac.
What?
4.
My 4, I'm gonna go old school. I'm gonna go Bill Russell at the 4 though.
Bill Russell.
Yeah. Because he was
really a center though.
I know, but I'm gonna put him at the 4 because he was undersized too.
So you think Bill Russell, prime Bill Russell, gonna be able to bang with or play with or defend Anthony Davis or Kevin Garnett that can handle the ball and hit you with a to the shot?
Just from the physicality and the mental toughness.
Okay.
It was a different time, different game. So they got different tactics.
You at the point because you on the team.
And,
MJ,
at the center,
AG.
I'm going I'm gonna go Hakeem at the center.
Hakeem.
Yeah, I don't want Shaq. I want to go against him.
That's cool. See, if I had to pick mine, I would have to play the point guard. Though I ain't the best ball handler.
I'm ripping.
I would have to play the point though. See, for my 2, I have Kobe at my 2. I got to get LeBron at the 3 because he really gonna be the point guard. He gonna be distributing the ball. You know what I mean? He gonna be him and Kobe gonna handle the ball. I have LeBron at my 3. At my 4, I'm gonna roll with KG, with Garnett, and then my 5 I'm gonna roll with Shaq. Since you got the dream, I'm rolling with Shaq at my 5. Most dominant man. You know what I mean? That'll be my team right there. I gotta have Brown on my team because he make everybody better. Him and Kobe.
Yeah. But they might clash on the same team.
This is a question I ask because I'm a big hip hop fan. This question I ask all my guests: what song did you hear that make you fall in love with hip hop? Like, yo, you know what I mean? Like, oh, this shit. You know what I mean?
Probably, I don't know. It was some before this, I'm sure, but as what I can remember anyway. Juicy, Notorious B.I.G. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was fire, man. That was fire. Let's play this game right here. I asked people this too. If you was a rapper, you could pick one producer and have one feature. Anybody you want on your record. Who would your producer be? You want to do the production, and who would you want the feature to
be? I'm gonna take Timberland on the production. I was gonna say Dre, but I'm gonna just take Timberland.
That's what I said too.
And I'm coming Jada for the feature.
Kiss. I said Timberland doing the beat, and I'm gonna have Scarface as my feature. Scarface is my favorite rapper of all time. Since we on the subject of hip hop, before we close it out, give me your top 5 MCs all times.
No particular order or what?
No order. I ain't gonna tell you to put it in order. That's difficult. Your top 5.
Yeah, that's too tough. Top 5, no particular order. You know, like I mentioned, first song I probably fell in love with Juicy, so we got Biggie up there. I want to feature with Kiss, so we got Kiss on there. And then, you know, it's really, I'm gonna say Wayne too. I'm gonna put Wayne in.
Big Kiss, Wayne.
And then, you know, since I got big, I kind of like he branched off to a lot of artists like Jay and Fab. So like, I can't put them on there. So I'm gonna put Styles P on there.
Okay, most underrated.
Man.
Most underrated.
And then for the 5, I'm just gonna put Tupac. But like I say, no particular order though. And you know, them just are artists that like timeless music that you can go back and listen to songs for days.
Let me ask you this. Like I know we all got this song that you hear and it just take you back to a place. Like, yeah, I remember that day when I first heard that song. Give me one of those stories, like a particular song that you heard, it just took you back to a place like, yeah, I remember what I was doing. You know, all real hip hop heads know what I'm talking about. Like, you know what you was doing when you heard that song.
All right. I don't know, but I'm gonna use the Jadakiss Y song, right?
Okay.
So I don't know. I think at the time, like, it was the all black retro tools. Like, I don't know why, but I guess they was in at the time though. But I had to get them in them Taxi 12s, and like, cause the video is like a black and white thing. Had the Y T-shirts, and like, I just was in every store thinking I was gonna find one of them shirts though, like, and I thought I was gonna be complete, like a part of the video. But like, yeah, though, that song though, like, I just remember that day, like the month rather, like I was just searching for Y T-shirts and I just had the Jordans though. I don't know.
So, you know, we're gonna wrap it up right here, man. Shout out your Instagram handle.
KO_DA_ great one. Up the Way TV on the YouTube channel, but the lick, I come in season finale, episode 7.
Okay, and the Instagram is
Young World.
6 the lick. So that's where you can check him out at. This your guy, Eric Connect. Thanks for coming out, doing this with me, KO. You're gonna be back.
No doubt.
Gotta get you back, man. This was a dope interview, man.
Sure.
I appreciate you taking time out doing this for me, man.
Appreciate you for having me, man.
This your guy from the Eric Connect Show. Peace out.